Welcome to the channel. Today in the second part of video we will see how to design the wishbone, the top wishbone and the bottom wishbone, and if we have some time then we'll see about the shock absorber. So let's just start with this video. So in the previous video I have shown how to make the tire, the rim, and then the front rim holder, right? So let me just click this part, and yeah, I can find it on the left side. So what I will do, I will select all the parts using this one, and then I will click control and this one and right click, hide all other parts. Okay, let me go one more time, and then right upper wishbone, right click, hide component. Okay, so these are some mirror components. Okay, let it be. We'll see the geometry of this one. I will open this part. As you can see, the first part is the sketch of this one. 3.5 millimeter I have made, and then boss extruded with 16 millimeter, and then I made a reference sketch again of height, how much height I wanted, because from the bottom I wanted to check how it will look when it is attached to the front rim holder. And then I created a plane because I wanted to make the boss extrude for the skeleton. You can see I drawn the sketch in this one. Just let go to the sketch. You can see this is the sketch, and these are the dimensions. I just made some rectangle and then added the offset, how much offset I wanted. So the offset is 2.5 millimeter. Okay, and then I made another sketch. So yeah, this sketch I just try to merge this line with the front rim holder, because as I told you, we can make the assembly in two different aspects. So using the reference from the front rim holder, I try to get the coincident point in the front rim holder, and then boss extruded it. Then I added some cut extrude because at here I will add M2 screws, and then I made some fillets to make the shape look better. And then again the cut extrude, you can see the cut extrude is here, yeah, with 2 millimeter. Fine. Okay, so again I press Ctrl 7 and then go to the assembly. I don't want to change. If you see here, you can see what I was letting to tell you know, because I know that this part have to get some inclination so as to properly align in the hole of this M2 screw hole. Okay, so this is about our top front wishbone, and let's get to the bottom front wishbone. I will hide this part. Okay, anyway, let me just show all the parts, then I will gradually close everything. Show components. I'm trying to show all the components because the parts which I designed are in the right side, so I just mirrored it, because the parts which are symmetrical, like the wishbones, the tires, are exactly symmetrical, so I just mirror component, this one on the left side. Okay, I will hide this part. Okay, as you can see, okay, I will hide this part too. I'm just trying to hide this because it will make us to see more clearly how the parts are made. So quickly what I have done, I just tried to mirror the component. I mean, just try to copy the component. Sorry, not mirror. Try to copy the component, and then I just changed the name from right upper bone to right lower wishbone. Okay, and if I edit this part, as you can see, because we have the 2 hole here and 2 hole here, so what we want is we have to insert a bar which will connect the shock absorber spring, which is not in the top wishbone. So I try to make a geometry. uh, okay, so yeah, so this is the one which I was telling. I just added 2.5 millimeter square and then boss extruded until here on the blue face, and then I created a center plane of this one. We can, if we want to make a plane, we just have to select this face and this face, and if we click the reference plane, we will get the center plane in the exact half of the two faces. Okay, and then I try to make this sketch. You can see I made this two sketch by using 1.5 millimeter of thickness, and then okay, and the boss extrusion is around here, and the next boss extrude will be the sketch is this one. So this one, I just try to make the sketch in this phase, and then I extruded up to the thickness 1.5 millimeter, because this is the hole which we will put the M2 screws to fit the shock absorber. And then again I made a boss extrude here. I could have used a mirror, but I just used the convert entities and then boss extruded here. Okay, then I added some fillets here and here. So that's all. This looked pretty simple, and then so we are ready now with the top wishbone and the bottom wishbone. So far what we have done is to make the tire, the rim, the front rim holder, and then the top wishbone and the bottom wishbone. Okay, so this looked pretty simple. um, by this itself you can be easily understanding, like, okay, we are getting into some action, we can do something more in the design. So if you see, the front wishbone is same as the wishbone here. To make it simple, I just copied from here to here, and again made a mirror on this face. Okay, so I will quickly cover on the backside of wishbone. If you see here, this spring is outside of the wishbone because there is a drive shaft. This drive shaft will try to rotate the tire, which will the driving force which will be created from the uh, gearbox which I put here. And I don't want to show you the gearbox. Okay, if you see here, the motor will try to rotate the big gear, and the big gear will rotate the bevel gear, and the bevel gear will change the axis of rotation to the 90-degree angle, and then this shaft will rotate as a drive shaft, and this will create the rotatory motion in the car. Okay, so the wishbones on the top side are same, and the front rim holder is the geometry. The front rim holder, I just copy it, and instead of adding the steering rod extrusion, I quickly, if you see here, yeah, I will try to edit this part. back rim holder and cut extrude. Yeah, okay. So instead of adding any other things like okay, if I show you on the front side, you will know, get to see better. Sorry for the slow processing in my computer. Yeah, here the face which I am selecting, this is the steering rod which will be used to steer the tire. I did not, I just deleted this part from here on the back side. Yeah, so pretty simple, right? So you can save time using doing like this, and because it is almost the same, and it will help you to do the same function, right? So I just use the same part, and then now come to the uh, bottom wishbone. Again, I use the same wishbone like the bottom one in the front side. Okay, instead I deleted the structure which was here. If you can see here, uh, there are two extrusion, right? This one and this one. I just deleted here and made a sketch on this face by extruding on the negative z direction. Okay, you can see the axis here, this is the z direction, so I pulled the extrusion in the negative z direction. Yeah, something looking like this. So to support the shock absorber, I just made a structure, this one. Okay, in the car base, I just made some extrusion here, and then I added the M2 screws and attach with the, yeah, attach with the shock absorber. Let's just quickly go and check this part. I just go here. Okay, let's go. Okay, the boss extrusion here. Let me edit this part. Right click, edit path. Okay, yeah, boss extrude 5, and the sketch. You can see I made a sketch on the top face. Just click the right click, and you can start sketching using this option. Then yeah, these are the dimension. I made some 6 millimeter gap and 6 millimeter in the length, and the gap between them is 4.5 millimeter. Okay, and again, boss extrude. Zoom out. Yeah, pretty good. And this is the sketch. So you can see I try to locate the shock absorber in an angle, maybe 30 degree or 35 degree, I think. So when I put the shock absorber in the alignment where I want the bottom wishbone holes to be, so after that I just use the reference of this. You can see the circle, yeah, the inside circle. So I just put it there, and then I boss extruded. Then I use a chamfer option to save some weight, because it have enough thickness, so we don't want much weight adding to the bottom wishbone. And then cut extrude to quickly cut inside this one. Okay, yeah, so this is about the wishbone here. And I have used a trick, because uh, in the right side, sorry, in this is the right side, and if you see the left side, okay, because I want to mention like this, now it will make sense. Okay, so this is the right side one which I have drawn, and if I want to make the left side one, so what I will do, I will just open this part in, okay, let me just open this part, sorry, not edit, open the part. Yeah, I want to open this part, so I understand. Yeah, it should be this part because it is aligned properly. Yeah, so control 7, or you can just rotate the view. you just need to make a plane little bit far from this part, and then you can mirror the body from here to here. I'll just show you. Mirror, and go to the bodies to mirror and click this one. You can see you don't need to design another new part, you just mirror it and click OK. You don't need to merge solids, and untick this one and OK, and then you can hide this part, so you are ready with the left side part. Okay, so I already done this part in my assembly, so I don't need this one. I will just show, yeah, I just show this part, and I can see all my right side bottom wishbone on the backside tire. So I think it's good enough. So close. I don't want to change anything. Discard changes in assembly. Yeah. Okay, so this is pretty good, and this is how we make a simple, this is not fancy wishbones, these are just simple wishbone for some simple use, simple RC car design. You can use these parts to 3D print, and then you can try to innovate something inside the design. Okay, so yeah, and okay, now let's go to the shock absorber. You can see the shock absorber I have used the top side, the bottom side face, and then the spring. So I will click this one. Okay, shock absorber assembly. So I will open sub assembly. Yeah, you can see this is looking nice. I will hide the spring. Okay, you can see the spring is moving, right? I will just press Ctrl Z. So spring top, this one I'm calling, okay, this part is the spring top, and this is the spring bottom, which will absorb the shock from the tires movement, because if it is going on high speed, it will definitely have vibration, and this shock absorber will absorb the vibrations. Okay, and open part. Yeah, Control 7. The first one, what I have done is I made the 4 millimeter size of hexagon. So where can we get the hexagon? We just need to go here, polygon, and we have to select 6 sides, and then we can get. Okay, fine. And then I have created a center plane here. Okay, quickly hide it. Yeah, and then I made this a sketch of 3 millimeter from here, and okay, these are the dimension. I have added 2 millimeter 2 millimeter diameter of the hole, because I want to keep all the screws similar, so we are just going to use M2 screws. Okay, and then boss extrude from the center. Okay, then I added fillet here. You can see these two sides I added 0.5 millimeter radius, and here I have added 0.25 millimeter radius on these two sides, and fillet 3 here it is 0.10. To make it smooth, I just added some fillets and boss extrude 3 at here. This will be the stopper face of spring, so it just circle with 5 millimeter diameter, and then the last one 2 millimeter hole is the inside circle diameter, and 3 millimeter is the outside circle diameter. Okay, so I extruded until 9.50 millimeter, because I know the dimension from the sub assembly. I don't want to change anything. Discard changes. Okay, and then the spring bottom. Control 7, and the boss extrude I just made a 2 millimeter, because the hole I said was 2 millimeter, so this piston rod should be 2 millimeter of diameter, and then I extruded for 20 millimeter length, and then again 5 millimeter for spring stopper face. So this will allow the spring to not come over out of the face from here. And then again the 2 millimeter extrusion with 4 millimeter diameter of circle, and then I quickly added 3 millimeter length and with 2 millimeter of circle inside, because we are going to use M2 screws. And then I added some fillets, pretty easy, right? Again the same fillet size 0.5, 0.25, 1 and 0.10. Okay, fine. I click Control 7. I don't want to change anything. Discard changes in assembly. Yeah, so this looks nice, and now we have to add a spring. Let me show you the spring. I just open the spring, Control 7. Okay, so the first one I need to create a spring up to what distance I want. Okay, so my sketch, I want the diameter to be 3.50. So how can I make a spiral design? I will quickly show. On the front plane I just click and making a random sketch here, and then click OK. And then I'm going to make a spiral shape from here. Okay, curves, I'm going to features, and then curves, helix and spiral. So it will ask me how many revolutions I want. So I'm just choosing constant pitch. My pitch is 2 millimeter. My revolutions is, for example, 10. So my distance, what I'm getting is around 20 millimeter, right? Because pitch into the revolution will give us the height. Yeah, and we can get the 20 millimeter. We can select based on what size we want. So this is how I can generate a spiral. So it is okay. Yeah, it is pretty simple, right? So I will just quickly delete this one and this sketch 2. Okay, once I'm done with the helix spiral, then I want to sweep. Okay, so for sweep I just edit feature. I just gone inside and we can select circular profile. Circular profile, it will ask us what's the diameter. So I just selected 0.35 millimeter, and the direction which I choose is the helix spiral path. Yeah, so I just got this one, and I let me hide this, and I created two planes, because if you see, yeah, cut extrude, for example, if I suppress this one, okay, you can see there are some extra face, right? I don't want this to be a circular face without any flat edge, so I created a flat, I mean the plane, and I I will unsuppress this one. If I go here, you can see I can make, I have made a circle which is much bigger than the spring size, and then I try to extrude cut it. So okay, yeah, now if you see, this face is flat face. So if you click here, you will also get the sketch option. So this means our face is entirely flat. Again, I done the same on this side too. So this is about all about the spring. I just save it. I don't want to change in the assembly now. So by this we can what we can do is we can easily make the coincident mate on the face of the spring, I mean the spring stopper face. Yeah, so this is our shock absorber assembly. Look pretty simple, right? No, I don't want to change anything in my assembly. I just rebuild this one. Yeah, okay. So now what we have done is we have seen how to make the wishbone on the top side, the front wishbone on the right side, front wishbone on the left side. backside wishbone on the top side, on the right tire, backside wishbone on the top side again in the left side. So these four parts are same, so if you just make one, you can make a copy of it. And then next is the bottom wishbone in the front side on the right side, okay, right tire. So this one also you can make and mirror this part, like I said on the back side what we have done for the left side. Otherwise you can just create a mirror of it, one mirror of this. If you click sorry, linear component, you can see mirror component, so you will get exactly the replica of this part. Okay, this will save your time. And again on the back side we have seen how to make this part here. So you might be thinking how I adjusted the length and how I know the angle, proper angle and everything. If I show you at the bottom side, you can see there are a lot of reference sketches which I have made because okay, yeah, for example this sketch I want to show here. I told you, right? This one is of 35 degree. So I just made a line of 35 degree, properly aligning on the backside of wishbone, so that I know my suspension, I mean the shock absorber, will be exactly at here. So I just made the concentric mate with this shock absorber and then assembled here. So this one helped me, the reference sketches. These are very very important when you make the assembly. It will really help you to properly align the parts. Okay, so this is all about the tutorial today, and in the next video I will show you what other parts I have added and how I have made the steering part, the servo ball joints and everything. Okay, if you have any questions, please do ask in the comment section, and if you need the parts, please comment your email ID, and then I will try to send you in your email.